Hi, I'm Hazel, and the BfA Prepatch is officially launched on live WoW servers, and those servers are up. Mostly, probably. I think we're good now. In no particular order, here are 10 suggestions for things to do in the BfA Prepatch. Number 1 is go get your free Legion Legendary. If you have a level 110 character, regardless of whether or not you did a Mythic Dungeon last week, because honestly, who did? You can get yourself enough Awakening Essences out of your weekly bonus cache to go buy yourself a Legion Legendary. So your first step is going to be to find your Mythic Plus cache and then open it. It's going to be located in your class order hall. If you ever got a weekly cache from doing Mythic Plus, that is the chest that you were looking for. So go open that up and you will find 1,000 Awakening Essences and a keystone in case you want to go do a Mythic Dungeon. Somebody probably does. Take those Awakening Essences to the blacksmithing shop located here in Legion's Dalaran, and then you can choose a Legendary of your choice, any one that you like, and purchase it for your character at item level. Well, it used to be 1,000, it's not anymore, but it'll still help. You can do this on any character that's level 110, so feel free to go grab legendaries on your alts. Or if you don't really care about having Legion legendaries on those alts, but you want to funnel additional legendaries to a main character, you can buy these account-bound Identify a Class legendary tokens and mail them to that one character. So those don't allow you to specifically target a legendary, but they will allow you to get additional ones if you're trying to fill out your collection for some reason. But honestly, with BfA coming out in a month anyways, your best bet is probably just going to be to get a good leveling legendary for every character you're planning to level, and keep in mind that you do get a Heart of Azeroth neck piece very early in your BfA experience, so maybe don't buy a legendary neck. Azerite armor takes up the shoulder, chest, and helmet slots, but that's something that mostly comes into play, at 110. You're not going to get a whole lot of Azerite gear while you're leveling up, some for sure, but I definitely had some of those slots stay empty the whole time, so you maybe avoid filling those slots, but don't stress out about it as much. Just don't buy a Pride as, people will judge you. Number 2 is update your add-ons, because it's a new patch and everything is broken. And everything's more broken than your average patch because it's an expansion pre-patch. There's a lot of systems changes and a lot of add-ons will no longer work effectively. Over the next couple of days, it's a good idea to keep checking back on your Twitch app or whatever you use to keep your add-ons updated, to continually keep grabbing new updates as they come out so that you can keep turning more add-ons on. If there's an add-on that you love that has not been updated yet and you just really want to try using it, feel free to enable that one and then just check load out-of-date add-ons, but I would recommend maybe just do that with one at a time. So if everything breaks or you end up with a bunch of errors, you have an idea of which add-on is causing it. Number 3 is relearning how to play your class. So 8.0, of course, is bringing the BfA launch class changes into the game, and almost every spec is going to play fairly differently. Even if very few class changes happen to your spec, and most of them got some, you can expect some changes just in your talent tree and with your artifact traits being disabled. Your rotation might be different, your stat priorities are probably different, the correct talent choices are probably different, and the best thing to do right now is to figure out what to do. Every time this happens, there are 3 steps that I like to take. Step number 1 is to find my class resource and then go read what the smart people have said about what to do. So one of the best resources that you can check out is going to be your class community Discord. Every class has at least one, and some classes have more than one. Wowhead has a really helpful list run-up of the major class Discords, and those Discords tend to have pinned messages that link to guides that tell you what's up. So that's always my first step, is to figure out who knows what's up. As a Shadow Priest, for me, I really like the theory crafting by the How To Priest people. My step 2 is then to take that information, park myself on a target dummy, and press my buttons for a while and try and get my fingers around the new order of what's actually going on and kind of learn how to use the new talents that I've been told to take. And then when I get bored of that, I move on to step 3, which is taking my character out into LFR and random dungeons to practice doing my new rotation in a PvE environment where I can pretend that I have to move. Number 4, and this one is not going to be available right off the bat, we gotta wait until week 2 starting July the 24th, but there will be brand new story questing leading into the BfA story. So we're gonna be doing some Burning a Teldrassil stuff, there's gonna be some Battle for Lordaeron stuff, there's gonna be some very juicy Alliance versus Horde story drama, and at the end of the quest line there is a faction-specific mount to get. So that's gonna be starting next week on July the 24th, and honestly, I think it was pretty smart for them to not put that in the patch launch, because everything broke badly enough without people also trying to do brand new content. Number 5, it is a great time to go run some old dungeons and raids for a couple of reasons. Number 1 being Legacy Loot Mode has now been implemented, so you're going to get more loot from 5-man dungeons and LFR difficulty raids than ever before. And secondly, selling BoE cosmetic items is one of the only gold making methods that wasn't absolutely thrashed with the pre-patch. rest in peace gold missions. If you have some concerns about how the stat squish is going to affect your character running legacy content, a couple of things to keep in mind. One, they have said that some old content is not scaling correctly, so hang tight for hotfixes. Secondly, it is going to feel better after you get another 10 levels in BfA and a little bit of endgame gear and some Azeroth gear. The current tuning is kind of meant for that, so it will feel better after BfA. And thirdly, it's actually not as bad as you think it is. I bet you if you go do it right now, you can run stuff perfectly fine. Number 6, go clean out your bank. I mean, do whatever you want, but the beginning of an expansion is always a great time to do some spring cleaning, go through your bank, get rid of like those Nighthold epics that you were keeping in case they were better stats for you, and you know, Nighthold was a while ago, they're not. Get rid of your old toys that you already have learned, but you have another copy in your banks for some reason. Get rid of Transmog that again, you have learned, it's on your account, you're good now. Don't forget about your materials tab. It's just a great time to go through and vendor and auction and delete just all of the stuff that you're not really gonna need anymore and you need less than you think. Just, you'll feel better when you get rid of it. Just don't get rid of any items that have toy-like effects but inexplicably aren't toys still, because every couple of patches they go through and fix them. So just, you know, hang on to those just in case. Number 7, speaking of spring cleaning, another thing that I really like to do is going through my Transmog sets and just deleting everything that I never wear anymore. I always have these sets that I made years ago that I thought looked really cool together that I have never ever worn. So it's a great time to clear up some space in your Transmog set saved list and then make some new ones. Put yourself together a couple of cool new outfits to wear as you go adventuring in BfA. Maybe you pick out a couple battle pets that match. Maybe you like pre-plan your titles that you're going to wear with them. Maybe you go hotkey like your favorite grand mounts because you are not going to be able to fly for a while in BfA. You know, planning. Number 8, back to actual advice, check out the new voice chat system and then go into your system settings and make sure that the correct audio devices are selected, so if you ever decide to hop into the new voice chat system, both you can hear people and they can hear you. The last thing that you want is to be trying your best to chat to your new best friends in LFR, because that's going to be a great place for that voice chat. And you think that you sound great, but it turns out the game was using the audio from a microphone attached to a webcam that fell behind your desk like 3 years ago. You don't want that, so go double check your audio devices that is in system and then voice chat, and just make sure that it's using the right one in the event that you ever try and use the new voice chat. I tried it out last night, and I do like it quite a bit. The sound quality seems very comparable to Discord, and it's just very, very easy to hop in and out of anytime you're in an in-game group. Also, there's certain types of pug groups that you just know are going to be hilarious to listen to. Number 9, another system-y thing, double check your graphics card driver to make sure that it's up to date. Now is a great time to do that. I'm an NVIDIA card user, and I have for the last quite a few drivers just not let NVIDIA Audio update because I've had more issues with letting them auto do it than with just leaving it alone. But it turns out that after a while of doing that, you do end up kind of behind graphics card drivers, and the new patch caused some issues with that. So if you are experiencing a notification in your games client telling you to update your stuff, go check the website of your graphics card maker and see if there are any new drivers for your device. And then an extra tip, when you are installing your new drivers, do the custom one, don't do the auto one, and then just uncheck everything that you know that you don't want, which is probably going to be everything but the driver. They go, oh, you know, if you're not experienced, just do this auto installation. We'll take care of everything for you. And what they mean by that is they're going to install everything that they were paid to install for you. You don't want it. Just get the driver unless there's something else that you know that you want to install. And honestly, if you knew that, you probably would have installed it separately anyways. Another thing to note with the new patch, if you're having frame rate issues where your frame rate's not as good as it used to be, the first things that I recommend fiddling with in your graphics to try and help it, turning down your shadows and potentially turning down your view distances. I would not recommend turning down ground effects unless you absolutely have to, because those are the kind of things that can kill you when your graphics are too low. So I always like to fiddle with shadows first and view distances second whenever I'm trying to get my frame rate back up. Last, suggestion number 10 for things to do in the BfA Prepatch. If you play an Orc or a Blood Elf, go check out the barbershop for the new customization options. Existing and new Orc and Blood Elf player characters will have access to posture options for Orcs, and golden eyes as part of new face options for Blood Elves. New posture options don't come along every day, so take advantage if you're interested in it. So those are some ideas to keep you busy while you wait for BfA. If you have any fun pre-patch launch day server stories, feel free to share them in the comments below. I feel like we all had a really magical time, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!